lost it. Oh, there it is. Here we go. Oh no, where did it go? Okay, hold on. There we go. Okay. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How are you? Got Miss Cindy on the line. Oh, let me open my other window. Blinds. There we go. There we go. I was wondering what was missing. Do I need this? I think we could do without it. Okay. Oh, good morning, everyone. I looked at the little attendance count and it said 1, and then I looked and there was 8. Good morning. Now there are 5. Here we go. Oh, so you're back home. Cindy she and her husband ended their lakeside season for the year yesterday, which means y'all are back home. Good morning, Miss Alma. So you're back home and trying to get acclimated to being in a house. Are you partially glad to be home, even though you, I'm sure, miss the lake? Is that kind of how you're feeling? Good morning, Jennifer. How are you? So glad to have you on a call today. On a morning call. Yes, you were. It's time to, yeah. It's time to be there. It's time to be home. That's awesome. Good morning. We're happy to see you, Jennifer. Okay, I'm pulling up our psalm for the day, for the week. I believe we are reading Psalm, 38. That's so awesome. At the beach for your birthdays. What a great place to be. What a great place to be for your birthday. That is awesome. Good morning, Darlene. All right, pulling our psalm for the day. Let me turn my phone off to silent before I get into that, before it starts making noise. Okay. Psalm 38. This is a prayer for a suffering sinner. This is David's psalm, a psalm of David for remembrance. You all will have to bear with me. My brain is still waking up. It's usually waking up at this time. I don't know why I put you through all of this while my brain is still waking up. But I mean, it was a really busy weekend and I'm still I just got out of the shower. So I feel like my body feels clean and ready to go, but my brain is still trying to catch up. So here we go. Psalm 38. Let's do this. Prayer for a suffering sinner, a psalm of David for remembrance. Lord, do not punish me in your anger or discipline me in your wrath. For your arrows have sunk into me and your hand has pressed down on me. There is no soundness in my body because of your indignation. There is no health in my bones because of my sin. For my iniquities have flooded over my head. They are a burden too heavy for me to bear. My wounds are foul and festering because of my foolishness. I am bent over and brought very low. All day long I go around in the morning, for my insides are full of burning pain, and there is no soundness in my body. I am faint and severely crushed. I groan because of the anguish of my heart. Lord, my every desire is in front of you. My sighing is not hidden from you. My heart races, my strength leaves me, and even the light of my eyes has faded. My loved ones and friends stand back from my afflictions, and my relatives stand at a distance. Those who intend to kill me set traps, and those who want to harm me threaten to destroy me. They plot treachery all day long. I am like a deaf person, I do not hear. I am like a speechless person who does not open his mouth. I am like a man who does not hear and has no arguments in his mouth. For I put my hope in you, Lord. You will answer me, my Lord, my God. For I said, don't let them rejoice over me. For those who are arrogant toward me when I those who are arrogant toward me when I stumble. I'm going to read that verse again because I botched it. For I said, do not let them rejoice over me, those who are arrogant toward me when I stumble. For I am about to fall, and my pain is constantly with me. So I confess my iniquity. I am anxious because of my sin, but my enemies are vigorous and powerful. Many hate me for no reason. Those who repay evil for good attack me for pursuing good. Lord, do not abandon me. My God, do not be far from me. Hurry to help me, my Lord, my salvation. That's a somber one. And the thing that I was noticing as I was reading the verses is the fact that he is penitent because of his misconduct, but he is also dealing with misconduct and the hatred of people who don't like him, or who are out to get him. And I thought, this is one of those Psalms where there are multiple things going on, and it's not just one. What am I trying to say? Like, he's not just praying about one situation; he's praying about like a couple or multiple things at once. Is kind of what I'm getting. Yeah. So I mean, so like he's repentant, but then there are like other people who are out for him. Like it's that's a lot. That's a lot. It's a lot going on. But without really, and that's just like at a bird's eye view, without going into great detail about the psalm. I think that the last two verses where he says, Lord, do not abandon me. My God, do not be far away from me. Hurry to help me, my Lord, my salvation, are words that all of us can relate to no matter what's going on in our lives, that we want God near. And it's not so much that God is far. A lot of times it's that we have drifted far from him and we need to draw closer to him. But either way, we want God near and we want to do what we can to keep him close. All right. I'm feeling like I might sneeze because I have my window open. And, the season is trying its best to change. It's still going to be in the 90s here in Texas. Blech. Like upper 80s and then into like 90-degree weather, which tomorrow's October. I wish the weather would just fall in line. If you could. It's a really deep question, and I don't want a really deep question right now. I'm going to choose a different one, you all. I'm breaking my own rules. Okay. Oh, okay. This is a fun question. I feel like, have we done this before? Anyway, this is what I get for picking a second one. If you could never work again, how would you spend your time? Have we done this before? I feel like we have. Or some variation of it. If you could never work again, how would you spend your time? And honestly, I think it would look very similar to what I'm doing now. Just probably at a different pace. More sewing, more piano practice, less stress, and there's something else I was going to add to that. Less stress, more piano, more travel. Oh, way more travel. If I didn't have to work, oh my goodness. Like if I didn't, have to make money, like if all that was taken care of, definitely we'd travel more. But I'd pretty much be doing the exact same thing that I'm doing now. I don't think I would change that. But yeah, more travel, more piano, more sewing. Because I like to sew. I just don't have time for it. Yeah, that's what it would be. So, in the chat or in the comments, if you're watching this afterwards, if work was not an issue, if you didn't have to work ever again, what would you spend your time doing? Farm, read more. Oh, yes, I would definitely read more. Bible study all the time. Love that. Volunteering for Samaritan Purse. Oh, that'd be so great. That would be so, so great. Hello, Miss Mandy. And yes, happy belated birthday to Jennifer. Is it belated? It already passed? Did it already pass? Because I know we talked about this. You'd be doing the same thing, Cindy, just more freedom. Yeah, I would. Yes, it would be at a different pace, and more freedom, more travel, more hobbies, definitely more reading. Oh my goodness. Oh man. Definitely more reading. Okay. Oh, I would color more too. Hi, Katrina. I would definitely color more too, Mandy. I like coloring. I don't do it very often. Let's see. Katrina, you would ride horses. Oh, I love that. You would do more sheepdog trials with your dog and go hiking and walking. I like that. Oh, hiking. We would backpack more. If we didn't have to work, we would backpack more. You would paint more? Ooh, I would like to learn to paint. I mean, I can paint a little here and there, you know. I would learn art. I would like to learn, like, art is a broad category. I would want to learn how to paint. That sounds like fun. That sounds like fun. All right. We're going to transition now into the week. You all. Who's ready for October? I am not ready for October. Well, I am ready for October. I am so ready for October. You would volunteer more. I like that, Alma. Read more, learn to watercolor paint. Okay, we've got some people who want to paint. All right, Christine, you like working. It's nice to see people every day. It's not work. So I think that's a really good, I'm glad you said that. And that's a really good point. It's not that I mind working. I don't love having to trade hours for dollars. Because, like I said, I would do the same work I'm doing, maybe even more, actually, and more varied. I would want to volunteer more. I would want to volunteer in more diverse ways, perhaps, because I volunteer at church. But I would like to volunteer in other areas. I think when we talk about work, and I think we're all talking about like our jobs, right? Like jobs that give us a paycheck or that render us income of some kind, right? I wish that I had more freedom over where my work went, because I like working too. I do miss seeing people more often, because I used to work a day job where I saw patients all the time. Not as a practitioner, but just working in an office. And I think that, every once in a while I miss that. So I think just having the flexibility of being able to say where those work hours went and all of that, I think it'd be really cool. That was the fun part about the lake, meeting people while enjoying a favorite place while working. Very nice. Very nice. I think the card should say, if you could avoid meaningless distraction, what would you focus on? Okay, that's a really good way. That's a really, really good way to put it. It's a very good way to put it. You enjoy your job, you just miss the people to engage with. Yeah, same. Although at other times, I'm glad that I don't have to deal with people as often, at least in the capacity that I used to. Not having to solve other people's problems on a day-to-day basis, especially when it's the same problem, oftentimes, that kind of thing. I don't miss that part. But anyway, these are really great perspectives, and I really enjoy them. You miss some people. Exactly. I miss some people. I do miss having coworkers sometimes because again, brain waking up, because it's nice to be able to share the load, right? I don't get that all the time every day. So it can be just it's another different kind of challenge. It's just a different kind of challenge. All right, so we are entering week 40 of the year. I am ready for October in the sense that it means that at some point this month, the weather's going to cool off. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. We're at least getting cooler mornings, which I appreciate. And October means that September is done. And September was a really busy month for us. I had mentioned we had multiple birthdays. We celebrated my dad's birthday twice. Yesterday was his surprise birthday party, yesterday afternoon. And we were really nervous that he was going to catch on because we were talking about it like around him, and like people at church knew, and it was just a whole thing. And it went perfectly. He had no idea. He had no idea whatsoever. Because we had celebrated last week with some friends who had come in from out of town. So we had like a smaller party that he knew about. And then yesterday, he thought we were just meeting up to get something done before we went to celebrate my husband's birthday, because he just had a birthday. And so he was just like going along for the ride, and he got there, and there was a huge ton, like a huge group of people, and we yelled surprise, and he was in complete shock, and he had a great time. And he had it's the end of his fiscal year at work. Today is the end of his fiscal year. And so work had just like beat him up. And he said it was the worst week of his life last week. And so to be able to end it on this note, and to just be surrounded by people who really love and appreciate him was just perfect. And so now that that's all over, because it was a lot. Anyway, it was a lot. It was good. It was just a lot. Now that it's all over, I'm ready for October so I can get back into my regular rhythm. So yeah, I'm ready to kind of get back into a regular work rhythm. I'm excited. Sorry, I've got my window open, and I think the garbage truck is about to go by. Okay, so how many of you, let's talk a little bit about last week. So how did you set priorities? I know we didn't meet. Last week. I'm so sorry to have to reschedule. You know what I'm trying to say. Oh, it is so loud. I'm so sorry. Is this disruptive? Can you guys hear this? It's so loud. Last week was willy-nilly for you. Hold, please. Okay. It's okay? Okay, well, it was driving me nuts. I know they're doing their job, and thank you for doing your job, people, but anyway. So you're glad to be back at your big computer. Awesome. I would feel that way too. I like having my screens. Okay, so last week for myself, it was okay. I had some stuff that didn't get done as per usual. Actually, I got none of my priorities done. I tried so hard. I had some inserts and stuff that I was going to put on Etsy. Excuse me. And that never happened. I tried to film a YouTube video twice, Thursday and Friday. I tried to get them done, and I'm talking like hours trying to film this video, and it just was not flowing. So that's on today's docket. I was talking to my husband about doing some meal planning for the quarter, just picking like a good set of meals that we really enjoy, that are easy to do, and just eat them throughout the quarter, because both of us are trying to drop some pounds in time for the holidays, where we, might gain them back. But anyway, we're trying to do that. I'm just trying to also just get healthier, so it's not just about the pounds. But I need to drop some, and we need to get more active. So now that it's cooling off a little bit more, we're going to start walking in the evenings the way we used to. It might start picking up for my husband's schedule. He actually got called out on his birthday. He got called out last night after we got home at like 10. He had to go back out and didn't come home till 1. It's a whole thing. So we'll see what we can do. All right, Christine, I'm starting to think about what I would like my Bible reading to be next year. Great consideration. There's so many interesting releases right now. I do not know what to get. Which ones are you looking at, Christine? Because I haven't even gotten that far, but I do want to pick one. I do definitely want to pick one. You did okay last week, Katrina. I have a quilt I'm making for my sister-in-law's wedding. And it's taking longer than expected, so I am panicking. I understand. When's the wedding? When's the wedding? Oh my goodness. That is so cool. Alma, you're so ready. I am ready too. We only got to cooler days last week. That allowed me to get out in the garden. Need to do more. It's a mess after the new roof got put on. Oh, I can imagine. I can imagine. The wedding is on October 12th. Oh yeah, that's around the corner. That's around the corner. So have you finished the quilt top and are just on the binding side, or are you still working on the quilt top and you haven't actually quilted it yet? Is it already quilted? Where are you at in the process? I've made a couple quilts in my life. I'm not a quilter. I've done it a couple of times before, and I'm actually trying to get back into it. Who will see this video? I'm trying to get back into it for the holidays. I've got some projects up my sleeve myself, and I'm kind of panicking because I'm looking at the weeks before Christmas, and I'm like, am I actually going to get this done? But yeah, let me know where you are. You didn't get any done either, Cindy. Anthony took off Tuesday for his birthday, so just did the minimum. Getting ready to get this quarter organized and get to work. I hear you. I hear you. It is a lot. And, Cindy, you know that I'm going to say this. And it's so important to be reminded that life is too good and too precious and too short to let work always take, take priority when there are birthdays and, loved ones and friends and other things to come in and remind us that we have joy and beauty and relationship to celebrate. So it's okay. And that's productive. I think that's the part where like, oh man, I didn't get to do that because I had this other thing, as though the other things aren't also productive. They're just productive in a different way. Let's see. You're finishing the quilt top and someone else will be long arm quilting it. Awesome. And you have to zoom through the binding. I'll be stitching binding on the plane. I understand. Good for you. Good for you. I need to see if they've got some, I'm sure I do. Because I'm not like actually in this like community. I'm not like a serious quilter. I have no idea what resources are around me. I just found it was either a quilt shop or just a little sewing business of some kind in one of the cities around me. And I was like, oh, I didn't know that was there, because you know how you're not looking for something, you don't know what's around you. But I just recently saw it. I need to find out if there is a long arm quilter around me, or if that's a service that's, not too hard for me to get to. You know what I'm trying to say. Oof. Brain's almost there. Life's moments need to be cherished when it comes to family. 110%. Okay, so I didn't get last week's stuff done, but this week I got to crack down because I've got some deadlines to meet. I'm going to get a YouTube video done, Lord willing, today. I have some Etsy listings to put up. I'm trying to get everything done before tomorrow because it's the beginning of the quarter and I need to get at least 2 videos filmed, maybe 3 today. Yeah. And then some Etsy listings. Why can't I say that word? And then I need to work on the posts for Q4. I have slacked on my posts in Club 119. There's some weekly posts that were supposed to go up that didn't because I did not post them. I got some Instagram stuff to work on too. So anyway, and those are just my top 3 priorities. I also have other stuff. I got to go door dashing this week. I wasn't doing it for a time all summer. I don't think I didn't dash all summer. Because I had something else that was supplementing my income and taking care of that. Now that has shifted and now I'm dashing again. And I'm glad I didn't have to dash in the summer because it's so stinking hot. And even though it's still warm, it's not as bad. And I dash in the evenings when it's a little cooler. So anyway, so I'm going to dash this week maybe a few times. What else do I have? I know there was something else I was going to write down. What was it? I'm trying to capture it now. Oh my goodness. I forgot what it was. Oh, my habits. Okay, so this week I want to walk because that gets me outside. I want to you're so ready to get to the point where you're doing videos and whatnot. Yeah, I mean, y'all know I've been doing YouTube for a good several years now since, I don't know, has it been 6 years? I've been married 7. It's been 6 years. And it's lovely to do. It's just a different kind of hard than blogging or going live or teaching Bible study, those kinds of things. And there are times where the video will just flow, you know? And there will be times where last week, I mean, literally Thursday and Friday, I was like, okay, let me just get this video done. Hours of just not being able to articulate what I was trying to say. And I try not to, like, the way I'm talking now, I don't want to do that in a video because that's annoying. It's different when you're live. There's a little bit more grace. Because I'm live and off the cuff. But with a recorded video, I try to be a little bit more coherent and cohesive and word snatched. Is that a word? You know how people talk about being snatched? Like, her waist is so snatched because it's skinny, you know? Word snatched just kind of feels like it should be a thing. Anyway, let's see. You've been off for 2 weeks and you'll be getting back into work mode. Nice. Let's see. Okay, Cindy K, you've got your 3 priorities. All right, guys, what are your 3 priorities? Cindy's got hers up. Did I miss anybody else's? No? Okay. Cornerstone. Yes. Batch blog and newsletter. Yes. Oh, that's the other thing. Newsletter. Yes, newsletter, because I was going to do that last week too, but it was tied to my videos that I didn't get done. So that didn't happen. And then revisit CWL magazine ideas. Nice. But you like it? I don't mind chattiness. Is that what we're talking about? I don't mind chattiness. I just, when it's too much like, and there are mistakes, it's just, I try to keep it a little bit more cohesive. I'm not great at it. And there are days where I'm just like, you know what? This is as good as it's going to get. All right. Katrina, you're going to start resistance training program with bands. Ooh, good for you. Good for you. Meal prep and pack for a trip this weekend. Nice. Take donations so that your garage isn't so chaotic. Awesome. That's awesome. I think I've got some stuff I need to take to Goodwill myself. Thank you for saying that. This is why we do this. You like the term word snatched? I do too, actually. I don't know why I thought of that. Goodwill drop off. Thank you for saying that. Okay. My stomach is going to growl. Here we go. I was going to say something else. Oh, I am starting. Does anybody else get those ads for that Better Me app, like Wall Pilates? I get the ads all the time. And so they were running a sale and I got sucked in and I'm going to try it for 12 weeks. It was like $27. I was like, I can try it for 12 weeks. I'm going to try this Wall Pilates situation because I don't want to pay either. I don't. But here's the thing. There are 1,000,001 different free workout opportunities. There are. And we can use them to our heart's content. Sometimes, and this doesn't always work this way. It works for some people. It doesn't always work. And I'm one of them. Sometimes when you put your money where your mouth is, it will be more motivation to actually follow through. So while I didn't love the idea, 27 bucks for 12 weeks. I was like, I can spare $27 for 12 weeks to try it. That's my stomach. Because if I keep not trying something, then I'm going to keep not getting results. So if I'm at least trying, we'll see. We'll see. And it's cheaper than a gym membership, which is not in my budget at the moment. So we're just going to give it a shot. And I'm going to report back to you and let you know how it goes. We'll see. And I know there's going to be like, they're going to try to sell me other things and it's marketing and it's blah, 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 blah. I get it. But again, 27 bucks, 12 weeks. Was it 4 weeks? I think it's 12 weeks. Yeah, it was 12 weeks. So we'll see. That's not a bad plan. So for the rest of the year, I get to try it out. Now that price is going to shoot up to like 90 something dollars for 12 weeks. So either I'm going to get the results I want for just the period of time, and then cut it, or I'm going to really like it. And I'm going to have to talk to my husband about reconfiguring my budget. I don't know. It's probably going to get canceled, but we're going to give it a shot. Okay. Darlene, here we go. Play with planners. I love it. I was playing with my planners last week because I had to get them ready for October and so forth, fourth quarter, because I am going to be doing some videos. Let's see. Set up timelines and future goals and schedules. Work on blog and storytelling platform on social media. So cool. Finish online writing and illustrating courses. So awesome. So awesome. Karina, your husband buys the MAPS programs from Mind Pump, but a lot of them are for the gym. Thus, I am using the program with the bands. Very nice. Very nice. That is awesome. And I know the week before last week, rather, we had talked about doing some accountability and stuff for like wellness goals. I have not forgotten. I'm still going to build that into Club 119. I've got some fun thoughts that are coming down the pipeline. Thoughts and ideas. You're waiting for the insert. Yes, I know you're waiting, Cindy. I'm almost there. I'm having some it's not an issue, but because these are going up on Etsy and because I've got several insert pieces that are about to come through on Etsy, I was having some issues with like how to name the collections and how they're going to function. And was I going to do like a la carte or was I going to do like a whole bundle altogether? So I had to like fine tune it. And then I had to make sure that all my inserts were correct and like edit, make sure to have the edits and stuff. So they are supposed to be coming out this week, maybe even today. So it's one of those things. More outdoor work, walk, weights, and pedals. Stationary. Oh, very nice. Very nice. My brother has a stationary bike and he was doing he would tell me like how many miles he was doing and the calories he was burning and all that kind of stuff. Whew, man. And then set up October in planners. Yes, and yes. Awesome. Anyway, yes. Okay, so I do need to go to Goodwill. My habits. I'm going to walk and then I'm going to do Better Me. We'll see how it goes. And then let's see. Am I going to track smoothies? I'm going to track smoothies. And then I'm going to drop my sugar intake drastically after I have the last piece of cheesecake from the party yesterday. We brought it home and I'm going to eat it. And then that's it. We had peach cobbler over the weekend for my husband's birthday. That's his favorite. I made a peach cobbler. But we're like, no more sweets. Unless it's like 1 or 2 on the weekends. So during the week, no sweets. That's what I'm shooting for. And so yeah, like no hot cocoa late at night. Like it's just, yeah. I'm going to shoot down or like minimize the processed food situation as well. I need to go grocery shopping. Okay. So walk, Better Me, smoothie. What's the other thing I want to track? What's this week look like? Do I have time to read? That's the question. Journal. I need a journal. We'll do that. Okay, that's what we're tracking in here. I've got some other trackers I could use for other things, but that's what we're tracking for now. All right, I will fill out the rest of my schedule later, but my top 3 so far, yeah. Sugar intake counts for a lot. It really does. It really, really does. So my top 3 for this week are getting some YouTube videos up this week, Etsy listings, and then working on posts for Q4. I also need to think about Advent content. Oh my goodness, that's coming up fast. Advent. I did get my order from the Daily Grace Co. put through, and it's on its way. So we'll see about that. But I also want to have some resource material or something, some posts and things for people who may not be doing a particular study from someplace, especially if your budget is really tight. I totally get it. It gets tight around the holidays. So I want to do something. So we'll see. We shall see. Let's see what else. I think that's all for now. That's what I've got for now. And then I need to make sure and go through my day today in my daily. The daily, by the way, Cindy, is going well. I cannot wait to put it up for y'all to check out. Your top 3, losing weight. Yes. Right there with you. Working on color combos for autumn. Ooh, and getting the house cleaned up. I need to, ooh, that's what it was. Thank you. Thank you so much for saying that. I need to clean my office. Because I walked in here. I was in the shower this morning. I was like, okay, I need to clean the office this week. Because after I rearranged it, it's still a mess from the things that didn't get put away or reorganized. I really do not have time, but we are at least going to partially clean the office. Okay. Thank you for saying that. I appreciate it. Okay. Clean office. Okay. There we go. Get the house cleaned up. Yes. All right. Let somebody pick 3 colors. Somebody pick 3 colors. I'm going to pick 3 books. I need to do my blog post for books. I need to do those again. Book blog posts. 3 colors. You need to clean the camper, prep it for the winter, and get your paperwork for volunteering at the campground next summer. Ooh, fun! You decided to order the Daily Grace Co study as well. Finally, nice. And if anybody's wondering, I did a post in Club 119 where you can see some of the things that they're offering, and then you can go to the sales page if you want to. Okay, we have a few suggestions, color suggestions. Orange, red, and purple. Okay. Blue, white, and brown. Ooh, rust. Orange, red, and purple came through first. Let's see what I can do with that. Orange, red, and purple. Now, these are going to be books that I have not read. Okay. I might throw some, I'm going to start throwing in some books that I actually have read at some point because I actually have read some of the books on my shelves. Let's see what else we got here. Orange, red, and purple. I don't know about that one. Red and purple. Red. Okay, I've got a red. I've got one that's red and blue. How about that? Tie that blue in there. Purple. Do I have any purple? Actually, ooh, okay. Here we go. Here we go. And I'm actually looking around to see what else I've got around here. I've got like stacks on the floor. You order the Daily Grace Co. Advent Study as well. Also, I get the Amy Gant. Get the one from Amy Gannett. Still decided. Ooh, can you post that in Club 119? Not that I need it, but I mean, I want to see. I want to see the other options. See the other options. Okay, I have an orange one. I have one that's red and blue. And I have a purple one. So let's start with the novel. I don't really know much about this one. I picked it up at a thrift store, I think, somewhere. Yeah. So this is from the woman who wrote the book The Lake House. Does anybody remember that movie? With Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock. That was a while ago. Anyway, so Kate Morton. Again, I know nothing. I know nothing about this except for what it says on the back. This one, okay, so it's got some romance. I'm gonna heavy caveat, heavy warning. I don't know if this is like how clean this is. I don't know. So just understand that I'm not recommending spice on purpose. I don't know if it has any. But there's a love affair and a mysterious murder that casts their shadow across generations. Set in England from the 1860s until the present day, from the best-selling author of The Lake House. In the depths of the 19th century winter, a little girl is abandoned in the streets of Victorian London. That's so sad. She grows up to become, in turn, a thief, an artist's muse, and a lover. Read at your own risk. I don't know what that means. Okay. In the summer of 1862, shortly after her 18th birthday, she travels with a group of painters to Birchwood Manor, a beautiful house on a bend of the upper Thames. Tensions simmer, and one hot afternoon, a gunshot rings. A woman is killed, another disappears, and the truth of what happens slips through the cracks of time. It is not until more than a century later when another young woman discovers a long-forgotten sketch and is drawn to Birchwood Manor that its secrets are finally revealed. Told by multiple voices across time, this is an intricately layered, richly atmospheric novel about art and passion, forgiveness and loss, which shows us that sometimes the only way forward is through the past. The Clockmaker's Daughter. So we'll see. It doesn't look like it's bad. I mean, okay, so let me just, for those of you who don't know. So spice level for me is it's on the low side. I don't mind if things fade to black. So there's some things I'll let through, but if it's just like full on, then no. So this doesn't seem like that kind of book. That's all I'll say. And everybody has different preferences and boundary lines. So this is why I say it's a soft rec. It's on my shelf because I picked it up. I have not read it, so I cannot say any further. Okay. Going to my nonfiction. So that was fiction. Going to my nonfiction, but not necessarily religious shelves. Talking about wellness. Has anybody ever heard of The Woman Code by Alisa? I think I'm pronouncing that right. Alisa Vitti? I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Anyway, she has this whole business called Flow Living. And it's basically about, okay, here we go. A proven system. Let me just let her. Don't you wish books had ratings like movies? I really do sometimes. And, you can do a Google search and look, on Goodreads or whatever, but that takes time that I don't have. Can you just put on here, it's PG-13 for X, Y, and Z? It would be so much easier. Yeah, it would be a lot easier. Because it would save me so many audiobook tries. I will get an audiobook and I'll be listening along and and I'm like, oh, snap, crackle, pop. Next. So it would be a lot simpler if they did that. Okay, a proven system to naturally eliminate problems with your period, improve your fertility, and get your body, mood, and sex drive back. So wherever you are on the spectrum of womanhood, as far as like what season you're in, we all have cycles. No matter what end of that spectrum we are on. And we all want a healthy one, and we all want our body's natural rhythms to function properly. So, this is a prescriptive program. So, hold on. The prescriptive program in this book, in Women Code, has successfully helped thousands of women regulate their periods, clear up their skin, lose weight, alleviate PMS, get pregnant naturally, have more successful IVF, restore their energy, improve their moods, and have better sex. So this covers all the things about our bodies. So VD's revolutionary 5-step program gives you the tools you need to work in harmony with your body's natural rhythms, minimize the impact of toxins in the environment, your diet, and the products you use, target and support the parts of your endocrine function, blood sugar, adrenals, elimination, or reproduction that need attention, and tap into the immensely transformative power of your feminine energy. This is not written from a Christian perspective, so you may have to take or leave certain things potentially. But just as far as taking care of your body and realizing the impact that the environment has, understanding hormones and all that kind of thing, or in relation to your hormones, and what might be inhibiting or impacting, affecting all the different things that we go through, this is important. The Women Code Protocol gives women from their teenage years to perimenopause the key to unlock their hormone health and make their bodies thrive. So anyway, that's a recommendation. Thank you. Thank you, Jennifer. I appreciate that. You love women. Okay, so have you used Women Code before, Darlene? That's something you're already familiar with? I started the audiobook a long time ago, never finished it, but a friend of mine had recommended it to me. She said it was so good. Okay, you haven't, but you're interested. Okay, got it. And then I found a used copy. And so I need to read it again. And because I needed to address some things. We'll just put it that way. Okay. So the last book that I have is called All Things Reconsidered. And this is by Knox McCoy he's from the podcast with Knox and Jamie, which I'm not a listener of that podcast for any other reason besides, not for any other reason besides there are just so many podcasts to listen to. But the subtitle for this is How Rethinking What We Know Helps Us Know What We Believe. Looks interesting. What happens when we question what we think we know? Will our entire reality unravel, leaving us directionless in a perpetual state of doubt? Or will we discover that our instincts were right the first time around? Only now we can articulate more authentically what we know to be true. Podcaster Knox McCoy is convinced of the power of rethinking, whether we're re-examining the movies and music we love or our deepest convictions about family and faith. This laugh-out-loud defense of questioning what we believe, Knox brings his signature humorous, self-deprecating style to these topics and others. Our participation trophies truly the scourge of our times? Is it really worth it to be a ride or die sports fan? Where is home, and what does it mean to leave it behind? Do we believe in God because of the promise of heaven or the threat of hell? Does prayer work? Is anyone even there? All Things Reconsidered may be just the catalyst we need to courageously ask the questions that will lead us into a deeper understanding of ourselves and our God. So, All Things Reconsidered, how rethinking what we know helps us know what we believe. Yeah, I was just having this conversation with she still is a student of mine. And she's young, she's in her 20s. Actually, she's been here on live with us before. But everybody, and I told her, we were talking about some stuff about the Bible, and I told her that every serious student of scripture has to ask questions. We have to ask questions. And I know sometimes, especially if you've been churched, if you're considering things that are maybe adjacent or outside or completely different than maybe what you had been taught or experienced or whatever, sometimes that can cause tension between you and and other people who are close to you. And the danger, I think, is not to question, because if something is really true, it will stand to challenge. You can challenge what you believe. You can challenge what you've always thought. You can challenge what people have told you. If you can't do it, then is the thing that you believe actually true, worth planting your, staking your claim on, planting your flag on? Um so anyway, it is good to question things. I know it gets a little tricky when people start talking about things like deconstruction, but sometimes we have to deconstruct some things in order to rebuild it properly. So this would be an interesting look. Or if this is going in the direction I think it is, I think it would be interesting. Okay. Was that your goal for this week's book reference, or just chosen by color? Oh yeah. I just chose by color. I just chose by color. So the colors that were suggested just a little bit ago, I picked ones that I could find that I hadn't read yet, with those color choices. And yeah, I did not do that on purpose. That was not on purpose. So it's random within, like, oh, this looks interesting. Because I have other books that are red and other books that are purple and orange. But these ones just looked interesting. So we'll see. Yes, self-care book. I think it's fun. I think it's awesome sauce too. I think it's awesome sauce too. Okay, real quick. Let's do a challenge and see what we got. By the way, this is not a Bible, just in case it looks like I was putting books on top of the Bible. It's not my habit to put a novel right on top of God's word. It's a commentary. It's a commentary. We've done that one before recently, I think. We've done that too. This is the wellness stack. Okay. Ooh, I like this. Okay, I like this. Oh, I like that too. Okay. These are for wellness. One is just literally for fun, but it could be so useful. And the other one, it's just really good. Okay. Oh, I'm going to do that one too. Okay, here we go. I've got 3. These are simple. These are simple and might be helpful. Number 1, this is just good for your soul, okay? Find a video or 2 that reliably makes you laugh. Cue one up whenever you need a burst of joy. Okay? So just a fun, good, clean humor that makes you laugh. Cue it up when you need a burst of joy. Okay. The next one is for your soul and body. Eat one meal outside. Eat one meal outside. So you can do this every day this week, or eat like dinner outside or something like that. Or if you're on a lunch break, go outside and eat. Eat your lunch or your dinner or your breakfast, whatever you want, eat it outside. And then the next one, and this is one I'm picking this selfishly for myself because I need to do this. Make your favorite healthy meal ideas and recipes easy to access. So for those of us who might be trying to get the meal plan train going, okay, make them easy to access. So either you can do this in multiple ways. Either organize them in a Pinterest board, keep them in a Google Doc, or print them out and keep them in a binder. Okay. Oh, Cindy K. I just, when I saw your little message pop up, I was like, oh, that's right. She's not at the lake anymore. Yes. You ate a lot outside. You did a lot of outside meals. Oh, that sounds so good. That sounds so good. Try to sit by an open window if you have to. Front porch, whatever. Yeah. I'm sure you're gonna miss that. I'm sure it was very, very good. One of the things I love about camping is eating outside by a fireplace or an open fire. It is just there's something about food outside. I don't know what it is, and there's something about food cooked on a campfire or by a campfire. I don't know what it is, but it is so good. It is so good. We have a table on the porch we can use until it is too cold. Yes. I thought it said until it was too old. I was like, you need to get a new table? But yeah, until it is too cold. Yeah. That'd be really good. Okay. So I'm going to try and challenge myself to put some recipes together and put them in a place that's easy to reference. I'm going to make a list of recipes and put them in my my personal size. I will be doing a video at some point this week to show you all. Let's see. So, project. Let's write this down. Collect healthy recipes for meals. For meal plan. Okay. All right. That is it. That is it. We need to say prayer. Oh, because we're right at the top of the hour. You all, it's been an hour. Yeah, okay. So I want to say a special prayer. I'm just saying this beforehand for the people who have been affected by the hurricane. I know it's really rough out there, so we need to pray for them. And I know that between all of us, there are lots and lots of things to pray for. So do know that I think about those things. I'm sure you all think about those things. So let's just keep each other in prayer and keep the people who have been affected by natural disasters, not just for this hurricane, but other places around the world. It can be overwhelming to think about that. I heard advice a while ago that I'm really trying to put into practice, that we can only take in as much news and media and all of that. We can only take in as much as we can pray for. As we get further into the election season, you can't consume everything. You can't respond to everything. We can't emotionally handle everything. Excuse me. We were not meant to have access to a 24-hour news cycle, to have access to all this information from around the world, and even just in our country. It's too much. So take a break if you need to. Pace yourself, because there's a lot going on. We can only handle so much. So anyway, that's also on my heart and mind. Let's do what we can in terms of being able to emotionally. You're totally fine, Katrina. I got you. There's a little bit of a delay anyway, so I got you. So let's only take in as much as we can that we can pray for. Let's not get overwhelmed. God can handle everything. We do not have to. And just because we don't have the capacity to address everything emotionally and through prayer and, in conversation, doesn't mean that God's hand is not on things just because we can't pray for it. Does that make sense? Yeah. Does that make sense? Because sometimes, and it's kind of an interesting phenomena, sometimes I feel like, oh, I didn't pray for it. Like, it means I don't care. No. There's too much. There's literally too much. We can't address and pray for everything. So check your emotions, check the health of check your mental health, all of those things, and know that God still has control, that He will do what He will do, and that He reads our hearts. So, okay, Katrina, you have a scraggly notebook paper and have a list of foods that most people will eat most of the time. That's awesome. And then you just browse through it during the week. That just having a simple list, and that's what I need to have. It's just a simple list of the dishes, the foods that we will generally eat. And then there are some things I keep at the freezer. Like I get some of the Trader Joe's pre-made stuff. I keep them in the freezer for easy dinners, easy lunches, so I don't have to think. But just keeping certain things on hand that are non-perishable. That way, again, you don't have to think about it. And your family is going to enjoy. Let's see. Sukkot is soon. Camping outside in our yard for 7 days. You'll look forward to it. Awesome. 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 In a tent. Very cool. Okay. Awesome, you guys. Y'all are wonderful. Thank you so much for hanging out. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Monday and a great week. Let's have prayer and I'm going to let you go. I'm going to take a walk around my neighborhood real quick. And then I got to get to work and it's going to be a good day. It's going to be a good day. All right, let's pray. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, we're so grateful for this opportunity to hang out together on a Monday morning as we get started or continue in our work and in our responsibilities. We're just thankful that even though there's chaos everywhere and that there's so much going on around us, that we have the blessing and the gift of being able to stop for just a moment and consider the work that is before us, to consider the responsibilities and the relationships and the projects and things that we have before us, to remember how good a God you are and how much you love us and how much we love you and want to live our lives in such a way that not only we are blessed and we can bless others, but so that people can realize that we are daughters of the King and that we have a focus and an intention and a a, um, a hope that is beyond all of the things that we are dealing with in this world, and that our eyes are fixed on a time where we get to spend eternity with you and with each other, enjoying the beautiful and wonderful creation that you intended for us in the beginning. And so, as we live in the space of being there but not yet there, we just ask that you would give us grace and that you would give us patience and focus, and that you would give us love and peace and joy, so we can be a blessing to others and so that they will see you when they see us. I ask that you would, in a special way, please be with those who are who have been affected by the hurricane, and be with them in the upcoming weeks and months as they recover and rebuild and deal with financial loss. God, please be with those who may have lost loved ones or have now are dealing with maybe health issues and just all of the different consequences of a disaster of this magnitude. Just be with everyone, be with all of the people who are lending their time and their resource to relief efforts. Please give them strength and give them fortitude and discernment to be able to use resources and time and supplies and all that wisely, so that everyone can be helped. And we also ask that you would be with all of the individual challenges and struggles that each one of us are going through, all the families and friends represented here. We're so grateful that you care about all of our problems, both big and small, that nothing goes without your attention. You don't miss anything. And we're just so grateful that that's who you are. We also want to thank you for all the joys in life, for birthday celebrations and family and being able to enjoy nature and have time off work. And as we move into this next quarter, this last quarter of the year, I ask that you would be with all our plans, and that if we need to pivot, that we will, and that you would just give us wisdom and wherewithal. That you be with our brains and our bodies as we get work done. Thank you for all the blessings and anything that I've forgotten. I just ask that you would be with everything, that you would lead us through it all and continue to bless us. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, y'all, have a great week, and I will see you all later. If you need anything, you know where to find me. If you're not in Club 119, please join us. It's club119collective.com, something like that. And yeah, I will see you next week, and have a great week. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye. Thank you. Bye.